ladies and gentlemen, this time we would like to have everyone's attention for the toast.
She was engaged. This speech has been very much a lot of pressure on me. So I'm going to do something short, sweet, and to the point. Katie and I have been friends for over 10 years now, and a little memory that we used to do is we would go sometimes during school to Barnes & Noble's, and we would get all the wedding magazines that were in the racks that we could possibly get, sit down, have coffee, and we would chat for hours about imagining what our wedding one day would be like. And I have to say today, although she's a little embarrassed that I reminded her of this embarrassing moment, today breaks all of the imagination that we could have had. Today is far beyond that. And as far as Dusty, today was the second.
June and Wes, dear friends of ours, who was going to marry Katie and Dusty, and I had a stroke Thursday night. Couldn't do it. So, one little prayer for them. And then, Reverend Joe. Let's rock and roll.
Thank you, Dad. At this time, I would like to bring up best man Brad. Do I just go? Do I just go there? I'll go now. In front of me now.
He's got multiple notes. He's got pages.
Brad.
Hey, listen, before we start.
Give it up for Yvonne and Jen. All right, let's clap for them. Clap. And all the bridesmaids, they look great. Don't they look great? Not feel that, so by Catherine. Katie looks great. Doesn't she look beautiful? Beautiful. While you're applauding, let's give it up for Dusty. First time being sober at a wedding. First time. It's a big step, huh? It's a big step. On behalf of these two, I'd like to welcome you all and thank you for coming and joining this momentous occasion. It's momentous, very momentous. Especially those of you who've traveled over long distances. I'm hammered. For those of you who don't know me, I'm going to read too. By the way, I just don't want to miss anything, so I'm going to read. You understand? I'm one of Dusty's closest friends for nearly 10 years now. Sometimes confidant, most of the time partner in crime. And today with pride, I'm Dusty's best man. When Dusty asked me to be his best man, part of me was honored, part of me was terrified. Mostly I felt a sense of triumph, because he's finally admitting what we've known all along, that I am in fact better than him. Dusty, I was surprised that you chose me as best man. We have a great group of friends here, and any one of them could have stuck here today and been better than you. Except maybe Jordan, he couldn't grow a mustache. Before I dutifully attend the task of making fun of Dusty, I'll tell him right now, I love him, I'm I'm very proud of them, and I wish them all the best, especially the next minute or so, as I rip them up. Just remember, Dusty, we're not living with you. No, we're just not laughing with you. Dusty is known in our group as the guy, how do I put this? Not smart. And it's an unwarranted label, people. It's an unwarranted label. Many things taken out of context. For instance, Dusty and I had term papers due our freshman year. And long after I finished, Dusty eased back in his chair just to make sure "of" was spelled O-V-E. But that's tricky. That is tricky. I mean, you can walk in any kindergarten class and 5 to 10% of those kids will get that wrong. But it's not just book smarts. Dusty applied his universal prowess to acts of extreme courage and bravery as well. Like climbing a tree outside Steak and Shake drive-thru, then plummeting 10 feet, landing on his neck, simply to prove that he is in fact indestructible. And I think we can all remember the humanitarian research Dusty did, climbing a 30-foot light pole, just to see how bad a bug zapper hurts humans. Dusty may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but let's all remember that he's in fact a tool. I could share many more stories with you, but I don't want too many to take back your gifts. Plus, they told me not to talk too long, which I have. And I still want to leave so many minutes for applause after I'm done. Without a doubt, Dusty is one of a kind. I've met several of his family members throughout the years, and I still believe there's nobody quite like him. I'm sure all his relatives will take that as a compliment. Suffice it to say, my buddy was indeed a character. In fact, he's just gotten a little bit better at hiding. Hiding it? Hiding it, that's what I meant to say. Which explains how he was able to attract the love and devotion of such a beautiful and compassionate woman. Take a little tea time. Oh, it's so good. I will leave Dusty alone for now. After all, there'll be plenty of other chances to taunt him in the coming years. In the meantime, I should say there are very few people on the planet whom I love and respect as much as I do Dusty. He epitomizes all the values we think of when we hear the word awesomeness. In fact, I think Bill Shakespeare said it best when he said, "Be not afraid of awesomeness. Some are born awesome, some achieve awesomeness, and some have awesomeness thrust upon them." Far be it from me to argue with Billy Shake. But I think Dusty gives that quote a run for its money. As his family can tell you, he was born great. Or awesome, sorry. Awesome. As his friends can tell you, he has achieved awesomeness. For real, awesomeness. And one need only look at the beautiful bride.